Welcome, brothers and sisters, back for another one at the PM Hour. We're going to get into another issue for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Patrick.
I'm Tasha.
I'm Terry.
I'm Garrett. Ooh, and it's all about the melanin, y'all.
Yeah, so what we got for y'all today is a disturbing one. You know, a case coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it's involving a police officer, police officer that exposed his department for wrongdoing. There was planting of drugs, stolen evidence. Cops were arrested. Different things. Just a bad motley crew of wrongdoing police officers. You know, and this black police officer was the one that exposed it. And what's crazy, the biggest part is that a lot of people that was affected is a lot of black people, black and brown they say, but black people. And this news is coming out of the Atlanta Black Star, the publication. But what gets me is just, you see this is not the first time it's happened. You see these corrupt cops get exposed. And a lot of the times that you see them, it comes out, how many black men has been affected by this. Then how do these brothers feel after, let's say that one of them was innocent? I know all of them wasn't guilty. Like, let's say they was criminals already and this just happened to them. But there have to be some brothers that didn't do anything wrong. And this happened to them. How are they going to feel about the system as a whole? They want me to be a criminal. I tried doing good, and something like this happens. And then America has the audacity to want black people to give the police department or the police in America the benefit of the doubt. You know, they want to build relationships between the black community and police officers. But then you get things like this happen.
Right. The system works, right?
Yes. Given all that we just went through, George Floyd, do I mention all these other ones that comes up?
Right.
And let me make some parallels here. You know, you have this case where it's been exposed by police officers, planting drugs and all this. And you also have the case of Annie Dukins, a chemist from Massachusetts. And she got in trouble for basically falsifying evidence in labs, to raise convictions for certain ones. And most of the people that was affected were black. And over 34,000 people were affected, 34,000. The other one I want to let you know about was basically a judge named Mark Ciavarelli. I don't care.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But
Go
this
ahead.
judge, a judge upheld a 20-year prison sentence on him, the disgraced judge, who locked up thousands of juvenile offenders while he was taking kickbacks from the owners of builders of profit detention centers.
Yeah, that's right.
For-profit prisons.
For-profit prisons,
Yeah.
I bring that up now. You have a judge. You have lab people. You have police officers. These different positions within the judicial system that
Supposed to protect the
they're
servant.
supposed to protect and serve and do the right thing, right? But then you have, and who's affected by it? But all these people dropping the ball and doing these things in different states across America. These are different states.
I mean, I don't think they dropping the ball, but
Well,
They're definitely
thank
not.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not
Go
dropping
ahead,
the
point.
ball.
Go ahead,
But they knew what
sis.
they're doing intentionally.
yeah.
And
The system works.
They were
like you
found
said.
right.
guilty, and only afterwards, in hindsight, they said, okay, well, these people are locked up and they're in jail and serving their time. But this is not the first time. This is not the only cases. I guarantee you right now, there's a police department or precinct doing the same thing, and it's only a couple of years later we're gonna say what they were doing back in 2021.
Right.
That's what's going on. There's black people being affected right now, and it's really infuriating because how are we supposed to trust the system? How are we supposed to trust the system when these things keep on happening? We've been saying this about the police years ago. The rest of the country is the one catching up.
Well, that's 100. I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
100, man. Good point you make.
And I agree exactly to what you're saying. So back to where you're saying this guy who you're referring to, the officer, which his name I believe was Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So this officer Jeremiah, who you're talking about, they're basically saying that he was, I guess, the whistleblower in his division. And by he's telling on all of them, what I just don't like and don't understand, they want to pin everything on him due to the fact that he's telling on everybody else. And what's also pissing me off to the fact that it wasn't just him, even though that he was in this whole situation, he wasn't alone. You still had, what was his name? Jason, I believe, with him.
Jason McCree.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you know you had Jason DeCree and 3 other people that was with him
doing wrong.
Exactly. Why just pin everything on him? Because you claim that you're saying, oh, okay, he bought some CDs and motherfucking cell phone and whatever else that he must have bought. Oh, now he just did everything else. Hell, fuck no.
Which they thought, which he thought was a setup. They set him up
to do
they
so.
knew he was trying to expose everything, so they had him selling some false
and now
stuff.
all of a sudden he did all this other stuff, putting drugs on these other guys, putting marijuana all on these other guys. Okay, so what the fuck Jason DeCree do? Jason DeCree did some shit too, because he also got arrested twice. So what's up with that? I understand that Jason DeCree might not be an officer anymore, but still, the facts still remain. What about everybody else that was him?
Oh, there's
that
definitely
was
other
in
players.
his division.
Oh yeah,
definitely other players.
You see what I'm saying?
100.
What about the supervisor? Because like he stated, he told his supervisor from last year August, I'm talking about Jeremiah now, from last year August, he told his superiors about what was when in his narcotic division, and nothing happened. Nothing. You guys just let it boil over, and then now all of a sudden, boom, it's just fall on Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah are doing.
You see what I'm saying? And I just find that, to me, appalling. Now you guys want to sit up here and just say, oh, okay, we have to let 115 people go. 600 cases have to let go. No, fuck that bullshit. You guys knew what the fuck was going on. You got to let that shit go because you guys fucking dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That's why you got to let that shit go.
To cover their own ass, save their own ass.
You see what I'm saying? Not just because Jeremiah got caught with buying this stolen goods. No, it's because them 4 officers, not just Jeremiah, or not even just Jason. It's because the whole fucking people fucked up. From the supervisor, from your bullshit ass.
Oh, the captain, the lieutenant, man, keep that go all the way up. We keep going all the way up.
Don't drop the ball.
Don't a lot of these places be having internal affairs, like there's ones that
man, they're the worst.
Supposed to be watching.
No, they're the worst.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think they're the worst.
I think another part of the article was saying that they're actually still having internal affairs, like you said, that's still investigating in this particular department.
They're always still investigating.
And so, I mean, not to really, I just wanted, there's one small point, just to kind of piggyback off of what my sister was saying about just how deep the level of corruption is. And it's because, I always say this, the system, right? It's the system. I think part of it, there's a quota. If you're going to have a quota, that's basically forcing people to have to, first of all, I don't think police officers get paid enough to do what they do, right? Yeah. So there's that part of it. So now you don't want to lose. And also, too, they get people that are have a certain background. So, it's not like they're engineers deciding to be police officers, not to, really disparage anyone, right? So you have a certain type of person or people going up after this type of job. So you want to keep your job. So if you're not able to make quota, then what are you going to do so you can make quota? You're going to cut corners. Exactly. So now you're starting to cut corners. You have drugs. And I think this Jason DeCree guy was caught twice. Well, one was for obstruction of justice, but the other one was for taking narcotics or marijuana that was already seized and putting it back out on the street.
Oh, 100.
Right? And then using that. And I'm quite sure a lot of the officers were doing that because they had to throw out over 700 cases.
Yes, that's right.
So they were using that to meet their quota, we'll say. Exactly. And meet your quota means planting drugs on innocent black folks and locking them up. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The system works. And like how you were saying earlier when you were like, okay, so now you have black people or you have, a lot of these black men that now have lost their faith in the system. Yeah. I would say they never really had faith in the system. And this was just proof. Now they're just another number that experienced something like this. Yeah. And it goes even deeper than that because I think a part of it too is now you have this charge. Say you were innocent and whatever you were going to do in your future, you were innocent. And now you have this drug charge on you. Yeah. So now it's harder for you to get a job. If you were going to go to college now, that's probably not going to happen. At least it's not going to happen right now.
For real.
So how are you going to survive as a young black man? Now, exactly. It's designed to put you in that loop.
You know what's crazy?
That's why I said it's in prison industrial system. They're making money off of the cycle that they put us in. Yeah.
And in the article, it said the Baton Rouge NAACP social justice chair envisions as many as 10,000 cases could be tainted by the drug unit. 10,000. So that's how many people potentially.
I mean, again,
from that small unit too. You already said the corruption is nationwide.
Don't get it twisted, right? You got Asian gangbangers, you got Asian drug dealers, you got Latin drug dealers, you got Latin gangbangers. All this happened, right? But the idea is you can see that with the drastic numbers of how black men are getting in prison, then you know that this is definitely a target specifically a little bit more on our community, right? I feel like some of these dudes that even really get convicted is probably not even drug dealers. You said it's planted evidence, right?
Yeah.
Planted evidence. I mean, you could just stop this dude for, just for running a stop sign, right? And then next thing you know, he got cocaine in his car. You feel what I'm saying? So again, this can happen around again. Law enforcement is always is definitely the first line. I guess that first line of enforcement first line of offense, right? It's the first line of offense because that's definitely what they was used against.
It's still a symptom of us not being in control of our own way of life. We're governed by other people, and they can treat us the way they do. But I want to make one more last point.
Oh yeah,
which is the person exposed this is a black man, a brother, a black police officer, and so all you black people out there that are in positions like you, black lawyers and black people working at companies and wherever have you, they have to sit there and see what happens to our people. You have to sit there and stomach it. Some of y'all are sitting in boardrooms and hearing the racist stuff that happens, but you don't want to say nothing because of your paycheck. You don't want to say nothing. You people that work as anchors and news people who sit there and see the propaganda these news people do about black people, but you have to sit there and stomach that. You're part of the problem. This brother came out and did this. I commend him for that.
You are the problem.
I commend him. You're part of the problem. Now, I get it.
You are the problem.
I'm going to give you some relief because I get it. I'm going to give you some relief because I get it. You have families and stuff to take care of, and you're in a position. You worked hard to get in this position and didn't know it was going to be like this. But the thing is, the point is though, if you really feel sympathetic to our cause, the point is not to just stay there. That you don't have to stomach this. It's economic. Can you build yourself up to where you save enough money to where you can finally be a business owner of your own? Get your own money that now you can be outside this and say whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to be there. If I get you trying to save yourself, okay, fine. But then can you really sit there? Can you go home and sleep at night with a good conscience knowing that you're sitting there, you're a part of the problem that happens to those old people that look like you. And then we're dealing with this and the country try to make it seem like our claims about what's happened in this country, this racism that happens to us is unfounded. That's pure evil. And you're a part of that. So, okay, fine. You can't say nothing, then get out of that. Get a job, start your own business, and now is the best time to do it than ever. Start your own business so that now that enough black people do this and we earn money on our own, then nobody can tell us shit. Can nobody tell us nothing? Can nobody say nothing? We can say what we want, do what we want. Can nobody say nothing because we're more economically powerful. And that's the point. You can combat. You can combat a lot of that. Can y'all be brave enough? And
when you have that,
yes. And exactly. let me remind you about Christopher Dorner. Remember Dorner? Y'all remember in 2013?
Yep.
Christopher Dorner, we went on the rampage and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But remember why he started this in the first place. He found problem with his department.
Yeah. Corruption.
It was something that
same as this guy.
Same thing. Racism. Huge racism. Huge racism. This was in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles.
He just couldn't stand it no more.
Yep.
Right.
And he just took action.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of cops all across the country, black cops, that have this and they're dealing with this every day, but they sit there and stomach it. What's the next one? This brother, you have Dorner. What's the next brother that's gonna come out? You know what? I'm sick of this.
Then you also look at his violence and say, well, how he's out here killing people and all that. But again, we never get a chance to look at the buildup. What causes this man to take this actions, right? I mean, he became an officer. He wrote a whole dossier or something like that,
yes,
right?
He did.
He's
Manifesto.
competent. Manifesto. So he's intelligent. He's competent. He's able to read and write. Right? So you can tell he has a cognitive sense. Yeah. Why would this man go out on such a rampage?
Racism broke him.
That's right. What's there is one point. That's my whole point. Why are we not looking at what causes this?
Lastly, I say it's that simple. Which is just about every black person that working a job, I'm sure everybody could point out racist microaggressions.
100.
I'm sure you can point out little microaggressions in your workplace
100.
that say, this and that. You just have to sit there every day. I know 100. I do.
Even as a customer, employee, customer, it don't matter.
We deal with this every single day of our lives.
Yeah, on both sides.
So how much do we want to stomach? But part of it, again, I would say it's part of our problems. We can get out of the situation. We have to make the choice to move on. We don't have to deal with this.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's it. But, y'all know where we at. We can keep on going with this.
Please subscribe. Yes, comment.
And everything.
Yes, we love that, y'all.
Push that like and get us on there. The PM Hour.